Yep, Nintendo sucks. Ever since Nintendo has announced their Switch 2, everybody's been talking about how Nintendo is just money hungry, greedy motherfuckers. And let me tell you, it's always been the case. It has always been the case. This is a company who has sold you cardboard for $100. And let me tell you this, I was huffing Nintendo's juice way back then, and I actually bought that cardboard, excuse me, and wanted to see how innovative it was. And that's how gaslit I was by Nintendo's antics. And the thing is Nintendo doesn't care. They don't care that they raise the prices of their games, their console, or anything like that. And to be honest, it's not the problem. The problem isn't the console price. It is the game price that bugs me. And over these past few days, months, whatever you want to call it, Microsoft has also come out and said, "Hey, we're also going to be raising the price of our games. Uh, just to let you know, where it's going to be going up, basically the same price as Nintendo's. They didn't say it was the same price as Nintendo's, but it is the same price as Nintendo's games. Which, at that point, how much does it cost to make a fucking game? I'm ignorant to that fact, so uh, it's a genuine question of how much it takes, how much money it takes to make a certain game. And do you think that them raising the prices are going to limit people from buying their games? Personally, I don't think so. People who are Nintendo fans are going to buy these $80 video games or $90 video games, and they're just going to keep huffing Nintendo's juice and just ride the high that Nintendo or the nostalgia that Nintendo implements into their games. And I think that is why Nintendo has kept their fans for so long, is for nostalgia. Because by God, their games are not as good as they used to be. I I played Breath of the Wild. Good game, very good game. But ever since the ever since the the Wii, I would say maybe the Wii U, their games have always felt like something was missing. I would say from the Wii U era, right when the Wii U came out and started making games for the Wii U, all of their games have always felt like something was missing. And so much so that they just keep making remakes after remakes after remakes during that era. We had the Twilight Princess remake, we had the Wind Waker remake, we had um, there was some other remakes. I mean, they've even remade some games that were on the Wii U to the Switch. Instead of just porting the thing and saying, "Hey, we know you bought it on the Wii U. We're gonna give it to you for free on the Switch because it's not your fault that our console fucking failed." But to them, it is. It is the Nintendo fans' fault for making a fucking console fail. And so with that, here's the Nintendo Switch, which everybody fucking was celebrating. The Nintendo Switch. Nintendo is back. But little did they know Nintendo would be back with a vengeance and wanting to make us pay more for making the Wii U fail. Because that's what it feels like. It feels like we're getting punished for making the Wii U fail. You know, it feels like they were so proud of the idea of the Wii U making a sequel to the success of the Wii, to where it is the Wii U, where you don't even need to have a TV to play, you can just use the gamepad. What do I need the Wii U for when I got my DS? I could do the same shit. I don't need a TV for the DS, the 3DS or new 3DS, whatever you want to call it. So then they came out with the Switch. Here's the Switch. We're gonna get rid of all fucking DS bullshit. We're not gonna be producing any more DS games or new DS consoles. We're just staying and sticking to the Switch. Okay, cool. They give us some good games. They gave us Mario Odyssey, pretty good game. Actually, I think probably one of their best games in a while. I haven't played Tears of the Kingdom because I feel like I got burned a little bit on Breath of the Wild because not to say Breath of the Wild was bad, but I always felt that it was missing something. That there was something that it was missing that you don't get in any other Zelda games. And in a way I want to say it's kind of like NPC interactions. There's not a lot of NPCs in Breath of the Wild, which story wise, there's a reason to it, but it that's what kind of builds the world for you, and there's a lack of NPCs in Breath of the Wild. Not saying that's why I don't like the game. I just felt like something was missing from that game. Um, to give it some light, some character, but that's just a opinion of mine, and you could argue against it that is the point of that game, is to make it feel like there is nothing left in that world, which cool, whatever. It's just not what I really liked, to be fair. Um, but yeah, the Switch 2. The Switch 2 is going to do a number on the gaming industry. It is going to raise prices across the board, and it already is. Like I said, Microsoft is following suit, and who's to say that Activision isn't going to follow suit? I mean, I I just looked at, because I got the new Doom controller, right? I saw the controller for sale being promoted on my Instagram account, and I was like, bro, this is the sickest controller ever, and it is a good controller. I'm gonna be honest, a little review here. It is a good controller. Buttons feel a little loose, but that's okay. I feel like I just gotta get used to it, get them worn in. But this controller is sick, and I like it. And I was like, all right, how much is the new Doom gonna be? And I didn't check the base price, but I believe it was like $80 or $70. I don't remember. But I checked the deluxe price. And this deluxe version, it doesn't give you anything other than letting you play the game 2 days early, and they're charging $100 for it. 100 fucking bucks for me to play it 2 days before everybody else. What the fuck? Why can't you just make the game fucking available for everybody 2 days before you want to release it? You have the power, but you guys are just fucking greedy. You follow in suit with Nintendo, following that greed. And you're like, well, Nintendo can do it, so why can't we? And people are going to follow suit. I mean, especially content creators. Content creators are going to buy that $100 version just so they can play it 2 days before everybody else, which rightfully so. Get those views. Got to get the fucking bag. I understand it. But man, it fucking hurts us. It hurts the fucking gamers. It hurts the casual gamers that just want to play a fucking good game and not have to break out a fucking bank loan to play all these good games. And I want to bring up a game that has been in everybody's radar, and that is Expedition 33. Expedition 33 came out recently, and it was made by a very small team of developers that left Ubisoft. Now, this is what I heard, so if I'm wrong, please correct me. But these small team of developers left Ubisoft to then make this game, Expedition 33, which is a JRPG that is actually really good, graphics wise, gameplay wise, story wise. I'm not kind of hooked on the story, but I'm more so playing the game for the gameplay, because damn, the gameplay looks beautiful. Expedition 33, and then you want to know how much it sold for? It sold for $43 on release day, because the original price I think was $49.99, so 50. Or 45 or something. But they said, fuck it, we want this game to do well. We want people to talk about this game, so we're gonna put it on sale day one at $43, and no DLC, no premium edition. It's just, there you go, $43 from a small team of developers, and the quality of this game is through the roof for the price that you're paying, and for the prices compared to Nintendo for paying $80 to $90 for a Mario Kart game. And you want to know what Doug Bowser said? Doug Bowser, the head of Nintendo America, said, "Oh, we're gonna charge that price because based on how long you're gonna play the game, it's gonna be worth that price." Let me just check here. Let's see how many hours I have in the Binding of Isaac, real quick. Let's see here. I have 264.8 hours. And how much is that game being sold for? $15. And I can tell you right off the bat, if I were to get a Switch 2 and get Mario Kart, I would not have that many hours in Mario Kart. because it is Mario Kart. I am not going to sit there and put over 200 hours in Mario Kart just to drive around and explore a world in my car. Like that doesn't sound fun to me. But what does sound fun is being a 5-year-old child shooting at poop. That sounds a lot more fun to me. But I digress. Nintendo raising their prices of their games, their consoles, controllers even. I bought this for 70 something $70-something. Now, I bought this before Microsoft came out and said, "Hey, we're going to be raising the prices of our controllers, our games, our consoles, our, everything that says Microsoft on it. It's going up, baby. It's going up." And you want to know why it's going up? This is what they said. "Oh, well, these tariffs, they're pretty rough on us." Motherfucker, you're not raising them because of the tariffs. You're using the tariffs as a goddamn excuse, to hide behind so that you can, as a corporation, gain more money. Just get more money from your consumers that you gaslight into being, "Oh, you guys love us. Remember this game? We're going to make a remake of this game. You want to buy it? Well, we're going to charge you a lot more than what the fucking game was originally when it came out." It's fucking insane. The Oblivion remaster just popped up on my screen right here. $50 for a remaster. Now, to be honest, I'm gonna be straight and honest with you. $50 for a new remaster game is not entirely bad. If to be honest, just gonna be honest, because I think the original Oblivion came out for $60. So for it to be, what did I say, 50? I already forgot. Whatever, $10 cheaper for a game you might already own. But I think you could buy Oblivion on Steam, the regular one. Yeah, you could buy the original version for $20, and that includes DLC. So I guess if you want better graphics but the same amount of glitches, you could pay $50. That is the gaming standard. And also another thing too is we are in an era of video games, or an era of gaming, where games get pushed out without even being finished. For instance, No Man's Sky. I know it's been a while that this game has been out, but No Man's Sky is one of the biggest examples that I want to point out. No Man's Sky came out, everybody hated it. It was getting poo-pooed on, fucking shit on, because of what they promised us from the beginning. They didn't fulfill their promise, but they did fulfill their promise over time, and they fulfilled their promise over time so much that it would get them Game of the Year nominations. It would get them all this kind of feedback, this positive feedback that you know made that game rise in popularity. And I think it's still being played today. So good for them. But at the same time, I don't want to pay for a half-baked game just to have it get better in the future when I could have bought it in the future. And when it does get better, they just throw it on sale. So just wait to buy a fucking game. There's no point to pre-order a game anymore. There's no point to buy a game on release day. The game is going to get better over time. So why would you buy it when it comes out? And that's the case. That's going to be the case with this Mario Kart game, Donkey Kong game, all these games that they're going to put out for full price. Now, the difference is Nintendo doesn't drop their prices. They don't put their games on sale. So that game, that Mario Kart, is going to be $80 to $90 until fucking the Nintendo eShop on the Switch doesn't exist anymore. And that's the problem that I have with Nintendo raising their prices. And they want to say it's tariffs. They want to give excuses of this is how long you're going to spend. The price is going to be worth how long you spend playing the game. No, it's not. It's not. Nobody's on their Switch playing Mario Kart they're the casual gamer. The casual gamer is not playing Mario Kart for 200 plus hours to make it worth $80 to $90. That's not the case. And I'm speaking about the casual gamers, not the professional Mario Kart players. The fucking, I only play Mario Kart. I'm gonna spend $500 on a Switch and Mario Kart to only play Mario Kart. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm getting the Nintendo Switch for. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the casual gamer because I see myself as a casual gamer. I remember being able to buy multiple games in a month, but now it's like I gotta budget what games I gotta buy now, because it's not just like willy nilly. Oh, it's only $20. It's only $60. I'll just fork over $60 real quick, and now I get the new COD. No, 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 no. You gotta pay $100 to get a new COD 2 weeks early. Not only that, you gotta get pay another $100 just to get weapon mods on the gun, and then you got to pay another $100 to get skins on the gun, and then you got to pay another $200 to make sure your guy is smoking a blunt while he's killing a dude, and it's just fucking insane. All these games are going to be raising their prices, but then they're going to be still charging you DLC. And to be honest, I'm going to be straight with you. I would pay 80 to $90 if they just came out and said, "Hey, you're going to pay 80 to $90, but all additional content we put out for you is going to be free. Right when we make the content available, it's going to be in your game." Because it already is. I'm just gonna break the wall, break the window for you. I'm gonna fucking slap this information on the table for you. All DLC is already in your game. You just have to pay to access it. If you don't know that, sorry. Sorry that I bursted your bubble a little bit, but all DLC in any game that you own and have bought, you are just buying to access it because it is already in your game. So why not just make it free, especially if you're going to charge me $80 to $90 for a half-baked game? We all know Mario Kart's going to be half-baked. The console comes out next month, and we've seen the footage of Mario Kart, and it doesn't look good. I've even seen videos of professional Mario Kart players because I've been going down the rabbit hole of this whole Nintendo thing, and even the professional Mario Kart players are like, dude, like it's all these features are nice, but who the fuck cares? Like I'd rather just be playing the game I already own. I don't want to fork over $500 to play the new Mario Kart. It's insane. It's insane. And what's crazy to me is that there's people who are going to buy it either way because they don't care about games. They don't care about video games. They care about notoriety. If you buy a Switch 2, you pre-ordered that Switch 2, and you are telling yourself, "Oh, I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it a lot." You know? You're not. You're not going to use it a lot. You're going to use it for the first 2 weeks, and it's going to sit there collecting dust. And the only reason you're going to use it is when friends come over and say, "Hey, you got a Switch 2?" And then you get to feel all nice. You get to feel all fucking, "Oh yeah, I got a Switch 2." But you just paid $500 for a dust collector. And again, I'm speaking as casual gamers. I'm speaking as a casual gamer about casual gamers, and that is exactly what's going to happen to the Switch 2. There's only certain times I bought a Switch a while ago, and it's been so long since I've touched the Switch, or I've been meaning to touch the Switch, because there is no reason. I don't have any friends in my group that play the Switch. I don't know anybody that goes around playing the Switch. Everybody in my friend group, I would say, are casual gamers, and so that is where I'm getting my opinion from. Just want to lay it out there. But for people who are buying the Switch 2, they have no idea how bad it is for the gaming industry. For as a fan of gaming, as a casual gamer, it is going to be insane. But what the positive thing about all this is the game developers. The indie game developers, it is their time to thrive. Just like I said, The Binding of Isaac. It's an indie game, only $15. I've put over 200 plus hours in that game, and I love that game to death and will never stop playing that game. I got this new controller. What game did I test it out on? The Binding of Isaac, a game I only paid $15 for, that I still play to this day. That's over 200, that I have over 200 plus hours in. Yeah, it came out with DLC. I bought the DLC, but they don't. I know the developer doesn't have plans to release any new DLC, but I'm going off track here. Indie game developers, they have the chance to thrive with these price increases, and I will be interested to see all these new games that these indie developers are going to be producing that will be skyrocketing. I mean, we've already been seeing indie games in the Game of the Year category with Balatro. Balatro was a huge surprise to see at the Game of the Year awards last year, and I was kind of upset that it lost, but I knew it wouldn't win, but I was kind of hoping it would. But I digress. It was only $20 for that game, I believe, and it is one of the most talked about roguelikes ever. And yeah, I hope and pray, even though my prayers won't do much, but I hope that these indie game developers take the opportunity, take this chance of where everybody does not want to pay $80 to $90 for a game, so they're going to push out their games for $40, for $20. You know, hell, they could even push their game out for $60, a price that we've already been paying for, and we would still pay for it because we know that the game we're getting from an indie developer is going to have more love and care than a game from a fucking bullshit greedy corporation. And that's kind of it. That's kind of my rant. So if you're buying a Nintendo Switch, you're part of the problem. If you're buying any new Microsoft products, again, I bought this. I bought this before they came out and said they're raising their prices. I pre-ordered this before they came out and raised their prices. Okay. I had no knowledge of it, and I was actually finding a way to cancel this fucking thing when it came out and said, "Hey, we're going to be raising the prices of our games, controllers, and consoles." But there was no way I could have, and honestly, I'm glad now that I have it because it's a dope ass controller. But anyways, I digress. Anyways, that's my rant. Have a good day. Have a good night. Whatever your time zone may be, don't forget to have a good life. See you guys.